Thermal energy and heat test A. Multiple choice. Number 1. No more energy can be removed from matter at its freezing point, 0 degrees, absolute 0, or 273 Kelvin. 2. The total energy of all the particles in a substance is called temperature, thermal energy, degrees, mass. 3. The more particles a substance has at a given temperature, the higher its temperature, the more thermal energy it has, the more degrees it has, the more kelvins it has. 4. The movement of thermal energy from a warmer object to a cooler object is called heat, temperature, motion, momentum. 5. Heat, like work, is an energy transfer measured in watts, degrees, joules, kelvins. 6. Heat is transferred from one particle of matter to another without the movement of matter itself in a process called conduction, convection, radiation, insulation. 7. The transfer of energy by electromagnetic waves is called conduction, convection, radiation, insulation. 8. Heat transfer occurs in many directions, both from warmer objects to colder ones, from cold objects to warmer ones, only from warm objects to colder ones, only from cold objects to warmer ones. 9. A material that does not conduct heat well is called an insulator, conductor, metal, radiator. 10. The amount of energy required to raise the temperature of 1 kilogram of a substance by 1 Kelvin is called its specific heat, heat transfer, change of state, melting point. 11. Which of these substances has the highest specific heat? Aluminum, glass, sand, water. 12. How many different forms or states does most matter on Earth exist in? 1, 2, 3, 50. 13. The addition or loss of thermal energy changes the arrangement of the particles during a change of state, conduction, convection, radiation. 14. The temperature at which a solid changes into a liquid is called the boiling point, the freezing point, the melting point, absolute 0. 15. The vaporization takes only place at the surface of a liquid is called melting, boiling, evaporation, or condensation. 16. The expanding of matter when it's heated is known as condensation, evaporation, thermal expansion, vaporization. 17. One common application of thermal expansion is a toaster oven, a microwave oven, a refrigerator, a thermostat. 18. A steam engine is an example of an external combustion engine, internal combustion engine, 4-stroke engine, 8-cylinder engine. 19. In an internal combustion engine, each up or down movement by a piston is called a crank, turn, stroke, or combustion. 20. Which of these devices transfers thermal energy from a cool area to a warm area? Thermostat, vaporizer, combustion engine, or refrigerator? 21. A refrigerator requires combustion refrigerant, warm air, radiation. 22. Water freezes at 32 degrees on which temperature scale? Fahrenheit, Celsius, Kelvin, absolute 0. 23. Absolute 0 is shown as 0 on which scale? Fahrenheit, Celsius, Kelvin, centigrade. 24. Which of the following is true about the Celsius scale? 212 degrees is the boiling point of water. 0 degrees is absolute 0. 0 degrees is the freezing point of water. 32 degrees is the freezing point of water. 25. The conversion of thermal energy into mechanical energy requires a thermostat, heat engine, vaporizer, thermostat. 26. Any temperature on the Kelvin scale can be changed to Celsius degrees by subtracting 100 from it, adding 212 to it, subtracting 273 from it, or subtracting 32 from it. 27. Heated air moves from baseboard heaters to the rest of the room in a process called conduction, convection, radiation, insulation. 28. Which of these is the good conductor? Wood, paper, silver, air. 29. Which statement is true of gases? The particles that make up gases are packed together in a relatively fixed position. Gases have a definite volume. Gases have a definite shape. Gases expand to fill all the space available. 30. A measure of the average kinetic energy of individual particles in an object is called thermal energy, conduction, convection, temperature. 31. An ice cube would melt fastest on which choice? Plastic, aluminum, wood, styrofoam. 32. 273 degrees Kelvin is equal to which? 212 Fahrenheit, 32 Fahrenheit, 100 degrees Celsius, or absolute zero. A hamburger in a hot pan is cooked primarily by conduction, convection, radiation, and convection. 34. The sun's heat is transmitted to Earth by which means? Conduction, convection, radiation, nuclear fusion. 35. In a four-stroke engine, which step has combustion? Intake, compression, exhaust, power. 36. Heat engines transfer blank energy to blank energy. Thermal to mechanical, mechanical to thermal, thermal to chemical, heat to thermal. 37. In which stage of a refrigerator does heat get released into your kitchen? Evaporator, compressor, condenser, or the expansion valve? Which material would have the lowest specific heat? Water, wood, plastic, aluminum. 39. A bimetallic strip is used in some thermostats because metals are good conductors, metals are good insulators, metals heat up easily, different metals expand at different temps. 40. Tile floors feel cool to your feet because tiles are good insulators, tiles are good conductors, they give off thermal energy so they're cooler, cold air sinks to the floor. True or false? A for true, B for false. 41. A student lists 3 temperature measurements, 100 degrees Fahrenheit, 100 degrees Celsius, and 100 degrees Kelvin. Of the 3 measurements, 100 degrees Kelvin is the highest temperature. 42. The more particles a substance has at a given temperature, the more thermal energy it has. 43. Heat is kinetic energy moving from a warmer object to a cooler object. 44. During conduction, heat is transferred by the movement of currents within a fluid. 45. Trapped air is a good conductor because it reduces heat transfer. 46. Particles of matter in the solid state are held together but can move around each other. As most substances are cooled, 47, they expand. 48. A substance gains thermal energy as it freezes. 49. During the power stroke of a 4-stroke engine, the fuel mixture is squeezed into a smaller volume. 50. A change in thermal energy of an object is related to the object's specific heat, temperature change, and mass.